Hello there. Thank you for joining us in this geography-based ASMR video meant to help you relax, learn something maybe, and failing all of that, helping you fall asleep. I'm so pleased you chose to watch this video to help you with those things. Welcome. So usually in this series I read through these, but I found a nice section towards the back of the book, and we're going to look at that today instead. This is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So, coming up in today's relaxing ASMR geography video, we're going to look at the continents, the top 12 countries in different categories, and then we're going to look at some alternative flags. Excited? Me too. Okay, let's make a start then. So, the continents. Now, I'm interested to see what this book considers as the continents, because actually several different approaches exist. This one says that the continents are North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia and Oceania, and Antarctica. But there are other ones out there. Some people think that continents are only... So for example, some people argue that the whole section here is Eurasia. Other people think that all the Americas are one. Other people say things like there are more of them. So maybe like Greenland is a continent of its own, for example. I don't remember. So yeah, North America, the top there, including Greenland, Canada, the US, Mexico and the Caribbean. South America, including countries such as Brazil, Argentina, Colombia. Then we've got Europe, with a part of Russia, and then Italy, Greece, Spain, France, Germany, Scandinavia, and the British Isles, and Wales, of course, where I come from. Africa, including countries such as Egypt, Ghana, South Africa, and also the Isle of Madagascar. Then Asia, including the Arabian Peninsula, with Saudi Arabia here. The World Cup is happening in Qatar, just there. The subcontinent of India, also Sri Lanka, Maldives, Pakistan, Bangladesh. All of this area here, with China, China's there, and this is all Russia, North Korea, South Korea, Japan, Indonesia, Malaysia, Indonesia, the Philippines, Zealand, and Australia. It's the Isle of Tanzania. And that's in the Oceania block. Although, oh yeah, they're claiming that all Fiji, Tonga, etc., Samoa are in the Oceania part, but weirdly they're separated. So Papua New Guinea as part of Oceania, but the other side as part, because it's actually in Indonesia. Interesting. So that one's kind of more to do with geography than tectonic plates, isn't it? North America, area 24 million kilometers squared, or 9 million square miles. Population of 579 million. Mostly centered around Brazil and the United States. Oh no, that's North America, I'm sorry. Yes, that's the United States mostly then. South America, area 17 million kilometers squared, or 6.8 million square miles. Population 430 million. That is mostly Brazil. Brazil's about something crazy like 2 to 300 million itself. And the States is like maybe 300 to 350 million something. Someone tell me in the comments. Europe. Smaller, 10 million kilometers squared, or 3.9 million square miles. Population, however, 747 million. Quite a lot of those are in Germany. Germany's got about 80, 90 million, something like that. France has got about 70. England has got about 60 million. Italy's got about 60, 70 million as well, I think. And then Russia, I mean, as the whole of Russia, it's got something like, I'm not sure, 500 million people? So, I think, but most of the two areas, so St. Petersburg and Moscow are in this area, and they are the two largest cities. Asia, 44 million kilometers squared, or 17 million square miles, so the largest. Population 4,600,000,000, and that's almost entirely thanks to China and India, who have got several billion between them alone. Africa, area 30 million square kilometers, or 11.7 million square miles. Population 1,340,000,000. And that's actually, well, there are two very large countries. One is Egypt. Egypt nearly has 100 million inhabitants itself. And then the other is Nigeria. It's around here somewhere. Cameroon is there. Maybe that's Nigeria there. Nigeria is coming up to be one of the largest, most populated countries in the world, and is projected to have a boom in the next, say, 25 years, before then slowing, the way that India and China are slowing. Australia and Oceania, sometimes you hear it called Australasia. I think this is the more common way nowadays. When I was in school it was Australasia. Area 8.5 million square kilometers, or 3.2 million square miles. Population 42 million. And I'd say the majority of those are in Australia itself. Then New Zealand and the islands are all very sparsely populated comparatively. This next one's weird. Antarctica. So famously, Antarctica is down the bottom here. The reason it looks like it spreads the whole of the globe is because obviously the globe is a globe, a sphere, whatever. And it's actually not that big. So it just spreads out on a map like this. I think it would be just around the size of Australia, maybe a bit bigger. So Antarctica is 14 million square kilometers. Oh yeah, it is bigger than Australia. 5.4 million square miles. Population 1,106 people. I guess they're all researchers, scientists that stay. No one's ever been born there as far as I understand. And there are no countries there either. In fact, we'll skip this to show you what I mean. So this is the unofficial flag of Antarctica. No capital city, because there are no cities. 40 million square kilometers, 5.4 million square miles. Population 1,140. Is that the same amount? No. It's changed between two pages. Highest point, Vincent Massif, 4,892 meters. No official languages. The United Nations in New York, 193 member states. No population, no highest point. Official languages are Arabic, Chinese, English, French, Russian and Spanish. The European Union, headquarters in Brussels in Belgium, 4.4 million kilometers squared, 1.7 million square miles. Population 513 million. Highest point Mont Blanc in France with 4,809 meters. So it's actually smaller than the Vincent Massif. Official language is English and 23 others. The Arab League, headquarters in Cairo, that's Egypt. 13 million square kilometers or 5 million square miles. Population 423 million. Highest point is Jebel Toubkal, 4,167 meters. I don't know exactly where that is, but I would guess it's in North Africa. Jebel Mountain Toubkal, I'd say maybe Algeria, I'm not sure. Official language is Arabic. And the African Union, headquarters either in Addis Ababa, that's in Ethiopia, right? Or Johannesburg in South Africa. 29.9 million kilometers squared, 11.5 million squared miles. Population 1,225,000,000. Highest point Kilimanjaro with 4,167 meters. Official languages Arabic, English, French, Portuguese, Spanish, Swahili, and many African languages. Okay, let's do some top 12s. So the top 12 countries by size, Russia being the largest in the world, 17 million kilometers squared. Canada, despite having a much lower population, is actually the second with 9.9 million kilometers squared. The US is third, 9.8 million kilometers squared. China is in fourth, 9.5 million kilometers squared. Brazil is in fifth with 8.5 million kilometers squared. Australia, which looks smaller on a map because this is, it makes everything below the middle look smaller. Have I done a video? I think I done a video on this years ago, months ago. Basically, Australia's huge. It's like the size nearly of the United States or most of Europe. But down there it looks a lot smaller. Africa too, and South America. Africa's in fact ginormous. When you do that real map size, if you look at that, if you Google for it, you can move countries around, and then when you move it over to Hemisphere, it increases dramatically in size. India next, number 7, 3.2, but we drop off some way, 3.2 million square kilometers. Argentina is actually 8th, 2.7 million kilometers squared. Kazakhstan 9th, 2.7 million kilometers squared. Algeria, which ranks as the largest country in Africa with 2.3 million kilometers squared. Number 11th is the second, therefore, in Africa. Congo, or the Democratic Republic of Congo. I always call it Dr. Congo because people always put it as DR Congo. Not to be confused with Congo. 2.3 million kilometers squared. And Saudi Arabia, being Asia's third largest country, Saudi Arabia, 2.1 million kilometers squared. But it doesn't always match with population. So China is the 4th largest country for land mass, but is the largest in population with 1,400,000,000. And India second, despite only being the 7th largest country for land mass. India has 1.3 billion, 1,380,000,000. Catching up very quickly on China. The US is third, both in country size and population, so it's got 331 million. Curiously, Indonesia, which doesn't rank in the top 12 for size of country, is a chain of islands, of course. Indonesia ranks as the most, because Indonesia is a Muslim country, it actually therefore is the most heavily populated Muslim country in the world, despite Saudi Arabia being the largest Arab country. Oh no, actually Algeria is. So it's the it's the largest Arab country in Africa, the largest Arab country in Asia for size, but in terms of population, there are more Muslims in Indonesia. 273 million. Pakistan is next, number 5, 220 million. Brazil in 6th, 212 million. Nigeria in 7th, 206 million, I said. Population is expected to get to 1 billion in the next sort of 100 years or so. Bangladesh, 8th, even though it's a relatively small country, 164 million. Russia, despite being the largest in the world, is down in 9th, and as far as I understand has a falling population. There are fewer births than deaths at the moment in Russia. 145 million. Mexico in 10th, 128 million. Japan in 11th, despite being a small island, 126 million. And Ethiopia in 12th with 114 million. If you know that I've said any statistic wrong in my random rambles, just point it out in the comments for me, will you? I don't mind being corrected. Top 12 countries by GDP, which is gross domestic product, which is measured in dollars. United States, therefore, is the richest country, 20,000 billion. I think that's how it's read. China second with 14,000 billion. Japan in third with 4.9, 4,900 billion. Germany in fourth. This is the largest of the countries in Europe, 3.7. United Kingdom, I think that's dropped quite a lot recently for lots of reasons, 2.6 billion. India is in 6th, France in 7th. Italy up in 8th, Canada in 9th, South Korea in 10th despite their small size and population, Russia in 11th and Brazil in 12th. And lastly, top 12 countries by the highest point. So China, Nepal, Mount Everest, 8,848 meters above sea level. K2 in Pakistan, 8,611 meters. In India, the Kangchenjunga, 8,586 meters. Bhutan, with the Kangar Puensum, 7,570 meters. In Tajikistan, which is fifth, Ismoil Somoni Peak, 7,495 meters. Sixth is Afghanistan with Noshak, 7,492 meters. Kyrgyzstan in seventh place with Chengish Jokosu, 7,439 meters. Kazakhstan, so Central Europe is winning here, Central Asia, excuse me. Kazakhstan, Khan Tengri, 7,010 meters. Then we go to South America, number 9. Argentina, Aconcagua, 6,962 meters. Next door, Chile, number 10, Ojos del Salado, 6,893 meters. Then staying in South America for the last two, number 11, Peru, Huascaran, 6,768 meters. And number 12, Bolivia, Nevado Sajama, 6,542 meters. Although I hope you are asleep at the moment. If you're not, maybe watch it again. Or drop a comment and a like if you enjoyed the video and found value in watching it. Okay, thanks so much for watching, everyone. Welcome if you're a new viewer. Welcome back if you are one of my regulars. Lovely to see you all. Okay, take care, everyone. And I'll see you again soon.